Today I'll be showcasing my entire tech collection. Without further ado, let's get started. I haven't done one in like 2 years, so let's get started. Here I have an iPhone 2G, or the original iPhone. This thing works just fine, it just has a cracked screen. It's running iOS 1. And the volume up button is pretty bad, but I can just adjust the volume in the settings anyways. Here I have two iPhone 3Gs. This one is running iOS 2.0, and this one is running iOS 4.2.1. Both of them turn on and work. Both of them are 8GB. Here I have my three iPhone 3GSs. This one is 8GB, and these two are 16GB. This black 16GB one is running iOS 3, while these two 8 and 16GB ones are running iOS 4.1. I have four iPhone 4s. They all work. In fact, this one in particular, I think this is the one that is... Whoops, this was the wrong one. This is the one that runs iOS 4, and it works perfectly fine. This one has a cracked screen, but still works. By the way, the three black ones are 16GB and the white one is 8GB. I have four iPhone 4S models. They all work. In fact, this one used to be my first iPhone ever in the collection. These two run iOS 6, this one runs iOS 8, this one runs iOS 9. Here are my three iPhone 5s. This one's in poor condition and missing parts, but it still works. This thing works just fine, it runs iOS 8 as well. I forgot to mention that this one is running iOS 8, but has been dual booted to iOS 6. This one runs iOS 10. Here I have two iPhone 5Cs. Both of these run iOS 10. This one is 8GB and this one is 16GB. I have two iPhone 5Ss. Both of them are 16GB. This one is running iOS 10 and this one is running iOS 12. Here I have three iPhone 6s. They all work. I can't really tell the storage capacity, but one of them are 16GB, one of them are 32GB, and one of them are 64GB. My 6 Plus. This is 128GB. I also have the box for it, and it has a matching IMEI on the box. Here I have two iPhone 6Ss. This one has a cracked screen and dead pixels, but it's running iOS 11 and is 64GB. And this one is running iOS 15 and is 32GB in pretty good condition. Here's my iPhone SE 2016. This thing works, but it has a cracked screen. It's running iOS 14 and it's 32GB. Here's my iPhone 7, it's 32GB, it works just fine. This exact iPhone 7 used to be my dad's main phone in the past, prior to 2021. I have this iPhone 7 Plus, 128GB. I got this for my birthday, along with a few other phones that I'll show you soon. It's pretty nice. 2016 phone, pretty nice. I have two iPhone 8s, both of them work, but they're in pretty bad condition. This one is cracked and has a bad battery. Both of them are 64GB. My 8 Plus, this thing has a cracked screen. But the good thing is it's running iOS 13. It's also 64GB. My iPhone 10 or X. This thing is fully working. It's in pretty good condition. It's 64GB. Pretty nice. Here's my iPhone 10s or XS. This thing also works just fine. It's 256GB. My iPhone 10R or XR. This is 64GB product red. Pretty nice phone. I have an iPhone 11 screen protector here on this one, and it works perfectly. Here I have an iPhone 11. This thing also works just fine, but has a pretty bad battery and damaged Face ID. It still works though. The back cover is a bit damaged on this one, but it still works. Here's my 11 Pro Max. This thing works just fine, but it also has a cracked back. It still works just fine though. It also has a bad battery, but it doesn't drain as fast because it's a Pro Max, and Pro Maxes have big batteries. This one is also 64 gigabytes. If I said it already, but this is 64 gigabytes. My SE 2020, this thing also works. It's in okay condition. 64 gigabytes, iOS 17. My iPhone 13 has a horribly cracked back and a dead volume down button, but it works otherwise, and the battery is also pretty bad on this one. I'm recording on an iPhone 15, that's why you don't see it in the video. Okay, there you can see it in the video, the iPhone 15. It does have a cracked back, but it works otherwise. Moving on to Samsung Galaxy phones. This is a Galaxy S or S1. This thing is also fully working. It runs Android 2.1 and it's 16 gigabytes. It's pretty rare. Here are my two Galaxy S2s. This one, and both of them work just fine. I have my Galaxy S3. This thing just works just fine as well. It's 32 gigabytes, which is pretty rare. Bunch of S3 minis. They all work in various conditions. Two Galaxy S4s. All of them work, just this one has a cracked screen. 3 Galaxy S4 minis, they all work. 2 Galaxy S5s. This one is locked to AT&T and this one's unlocked. The Galaxy S5 mini. This thing also works, it just has a bad battery. S5 Neo, this also works. It just has a bit of burn-in as well, screen burn-in. My Galaxy S6, this thing works just fine. S6 Edge is badly cracked, but it still works. 2 S7s, both of them work, but this one has a cracked back and this one has a cracked screen, but at least they still work. Here's my S7 Edge. This also has a badly cracked screen. Well, not as bad as the S6 Edge, but it still works. This is my S8. This thing also works just fine. My S9, it also works just fine, but has pretty bad burn-in. My S10, this also works, but it's missing the Bixby button and also has a pretty bad battery, but not really that bad, but still. My S21. This is my new main phone. I got it for my birthday, and I'm probably going to use this as a main phone for like months until I get something like an S24. Moving on to the Galaxy A series, we have the Galaxy A3 2015. This works just fine. A3 2016, this works just fine but has a cracked screen and back. And A3 2017, this also works just fine. My A9 2018, this thing is pretty nice but it has a bit of burn-in. Fun fact, the A9 2018 was the first phone to have 4 cameras in the world. This is my A20e, it works but has a cracked screen and it's in pretty bad condition. My A40, it's also cracked, but it still works. My A01 Core, this is probably one of the worst phones in my collection. It has a cracked screen and it's pretty laggy as well. A51, this also works just fine. A52s, this also works just fine. It has a bit of burn-in, but it still works. My A15, this also works just fine. Moving on to my Galaxy J series, I have this J1 here. This thing works just fine, it has a cracked screen though. Here's my J1 2016. This thing also works just fine. It has a lot of burn-in. J2 Pro 2018, this thing also works, it just has a cracked screen. I kind of want to get a screen replacement for this phone. My J3 2016, this also works, but the vibration motor is starting to die. But it still works. J3 Prime, this thing works, but it's just locked to Metro PCS. J3 2017, this also works just fine, but also has a bad vibration motor. J5, this works, but also has burn-in. J6, this works, but has a pretty badly cracked screen. I'm surprised that AMOLED still works on this though. My J7 Aura, or J7 2018, this works but it's locked to US cellular. Moving on to the Notes, I have the Note 1. This thing works but also unfortunately has a bit of burn-in and also a bad battery a bit. Here's my Note 2, this also works, it just has a cracked screen. Note 3, this also works, it just has a bit of damage ripped down here and a cracked screen. But other than that, it fully works. My Note 4, this also works, but has pretty bad burn-in. Moving on to the X-Cover series, I have this X-Cover first generation. This thing works just fine. And this X-Cover 2, this also works just fine. I mean, both of them are in poor condition, but they still work. Here's my Core Prime, this works, but it just has a cracked screen. Moving on to the Galaxy Ace series, we have these 4 Galaxy Aces, or Ace first generation models. They all work. Ace Plus, this also works just fine. My Ace 2, this also works. And my Ace 4, this also works. Pretty nice phone. For a 2014 budget phone, an AMOLED screen would have been really nice. Also my Galaxy Music, this also works just fine. Here's my Trend Plus, this also works. And my Trend 2 Lite, or Ace 4, whatever, depending on the country, this also works just fine. I swapped the back covers because the original back cover was damaged. Moving on to the Pocket series, I have this Galaxy Pocket. This is pretty nice. It also works just fine. This Pocket Plus also works just fine, and this Pocket Neo also works. Moving on to the Galaxy Young series, we have these 3 Galaxy Y or Young first generation models. They all work. It's Y Duos or Young Duos. This also works. This Galaxy Young, this also works. And this Galaxy Young 2 also works just fine. Moving on to my many other Samsung phones, I have this Galaxy Express. It has a cracked screen but works just fine. I don't have a proper battery, but I put a J1 battery in it and it works. Here's my Samsung Galaxy speaker or Galaxy Portal, depending on the country. This thing also works just fine. Here's my Galaxy 551. This thing also works just fine. It's a pretty cool phone. Galaxy Geo, this also works. Galaxy Mini, this also works. And a Samsung Monte, this also works. The Galaxy W or Galaxy Wonder, this also works. For some reason I'm using it in an iPhone 4 case because I don't have the original back cover. In fact, this used to be my first phone ever. My Samsung Preston or GTS 5600 something. This thing also works. Here's my Samsung Corby. This thing also works just fine, but it's a bit damaged. Pretty small phone. Here's my Galaxy Star Duos. This also works just fine. Pretty rare color. Here's my Samsung Jet. This also works. It has a really cool back cover. Here's my Galaxy Fit. This also works just fine. My Samsung Star. Pretty nice phone. Oh, it's just dead right now. Also works just fine. Here's my Galaxy Apollo. This also works. Samsung, let me just check. GTC 3520. Okay, this is a pretty nice one. Let me just... It also works. My Galaxy Fame. This also works just fine. Galaxy Europa. This also works just fine. Samsung SGH A800 or SGH A800. This also works just fine. Samsung SGH C120. This also works. SGH R200. It's a pretty rare phone. Also works, but it's just dead right now. Here are my 2 iPod Shuffle first generations. Haven't tested them in a while, but yes, they both work. And here's my iPod Nano first generation. This also works. Let me just check if this thing... Never mind, this thing works. This thing works just fine. I have 3 iPod Touch first generations. They all work. 2 are 16 gigabytes and this one is 8 gigabytes. My 2 iPod Touch second generations. 2 are 8 gigabytes and this one is 16 gigabytes. My iPod Touch third generation. This also works just fine. It's 32 gigabytes. I have 6 iPod Touch 4th generations. In fact, this one is running iOS 4 and the rest are running iOS 6. One of them is 16 gigabytes and the rest of them are 8 gigabytes. I have two iPod Touch 5th generations, both of them work. Both of them are also 16GB. iPod Touch 6th generation, this also works just fine. It's also 16GB. My iPod Touch 7th generation, this also works just fine. Has engraving on the back. It's also 32GB in product red. Moving on to the only Huawei phone I have in my collection, here's my P30 Lite. This thing works just fine. I forgot this Samsung right here, the Galaxy S2 Plus. I think I forgot this thing. But yes, it works as well. Moving on to my Nexus phones, I have my Nexus S. This thing has an unlocked bootloader and it works just fine. It's running Android Gingerbread 2.3.6. My Galaxy Nexus, this thing is really nice. Also works just fine. The Nexus 4 also works just fine. I'll release part 2 pretty soon.